Hey there, Alpine. Head Coach Ian here to talk about Wednesday, the 2nd of August. Let's get right into it. We're starting with Coach's Choice core temperature warm-up. Remembering we're not just using this time for a core temp warm-up, get the blood flowing, but also check in with our athletes, see how they're feeling that day. Then we're gonna go into 2 rounds. Wow, my hair looks crazy. 2 rounds, 5 Cuban presses with change plates. You'll see in the video there, he had his demo guy, whoever you want to call him, go up with his back against the wall to make sure they're set nice and upright. I want you guys to do that same thing when starting this off. Actually, what I really want you coaches you to do is before they start every round, so both rounds, is get to that back, get their self against that wall, then take that step forward, then do those Cuban presses. Okay? 20-second star plank, which we've done many times, and then 6 glute bridges with a banded lat pull down hold. So it's kind of like, so it is the same setup as our hollow body lat pull down, hollow body lat pull downs that we've done many times. Except this time you're gonna be in that glute bridge, and we have done a glute bridge lat down pullover. So now instead of doing just a bunch of lat pull downs, you're gonna be holding that band right in front of you so you feel those lats nice and active, then give me 6 glute bridges. So to summarize that not great sentence there, band behind you facing away from the rig, grab that band with both arms, get to that right in front of you position, go and do your 6 glute bridges. Okay, remembering with those glute bridges, why do we do that? We are doing those to warm up the hips, get the glutes active, the hamstrings active, and also a good time to check in to see, oh, is my rib cage pulled down so my core is active, or is it flared up and I'm using my lower back too much? Why do we do star planks? Those are to continue getting those spinal muscles, the midline, nice and tight, because we are pulling some weight off the ground, trying to be a little dynamic with our body, so we want to have really, really tight and active midline. And then the Cuban presses is to work on nice pain-free range of motion in our shoulder capsule and get those mid traps nice and warm, because we are doing what later? Sumo deadlift high pulls, which is a lot of that there. Cool. Then we're gonna go into a little mini skill circuit. You'll notice it's much simpler than the week before. We have 6 low ring turnovers and a 20-second hollow body hold. As you notice, our warm-up today is a lot of midline stabilization work, because we want to make sure that we're stable through all the movements we're doing today. Notice on those low ring turnovers, they're much more dynamic. Last week it was, they were strict. This is more dynamic. Hip pop, pull, aggressive headbutt. I really like the cue that works for Chris Scholl. Shout out to Kelly Haynes for helping with this. Headbutting through the rings to get to the bottom of that dip position. And then you'll just come back down. So we want to make sure we get to that bottom, we're not dipping out. So our workout is a 10-minute AMRAP, 9 sumo deadlift high pulls, 3 bar or ring muscle ups, a 30-second plank on hands. So we're no longer building up to heavy sumo deadlifts, but now we're doing a more dynamic movement, a more complex movement of the sumo deadlift high pull. This is a lot of hip extension, a lot of upper body pulling today, and then isometric shoulder and core movement. I am looking at about 6 rounds, 7, 8 rounds if you are someone that is doing the higher end gymnastics, those muscle ups. If you are someone that is doing the pull-ups or chest to bar, you might get a few more, to be honest, a few more rounds. But with that sumo deadlift high pull, going back to my coaches now, you'll notice in the outline for the day, there's a lot of time between the skill circuit and when the workout actually starts. You are going to use that time to teach the sumo deadlift high pull CrossFit teaching progression. All right. I did put a video link in our coach's notes on what those are. I do expect you to know that, and you're going to teach that to our members before starting the warm-up, and before starting the workout, and as part of our prep for the workout. Remember, that is a sumo deadlift shrug slow, sumo deadlift shrug fast, then the sumo deadlift high pull. How I suggest you set up your class for this, especially if you are in the later afternoons, those big classes, or that 5:30 a.m. Wait, that's me, never mind. But how I'm gonna set it up during that teaching portion is that everyone's gonna have a PVC pipe and an empty barbell, but it's mainly gonna be used for that PVC pipe they're all gonna be set up on the outside of the rig facing inward. So usually where they set up, except instead of facing the TVs, they're gonna face in towards the rig. Why? That gives me the best vantage point to see how their bar paths are. I can hit every one on one side to see if their bar path is straight up and down, kind of see if there's any outliers who are shooting their chest up quicker before their hips, or their hips up quicker before their chest, and all that jazz. And we're gonna teach that progression. We're gonna keep on doing some of the high pulls, and us coaches, we're gonna get really good at teaching that teaching progression, okay? And in the end, members, you're gonna become really good at sumo deadlift high pulling. Rant over. So that's just kind of a group management rant right there, saying this is how you guys should set your members up. Make sure you spend a good 5-7 minutes on that teaching progression of sumo deadlift high pull, and then especially those people that need to do ring muscle ups or bar muscle ups, get them ready for that. Cool. That's our day today. All right, we have a 10-minute AMRAP, looking for about 6, 7, 8 rounds there. It is a dynamic push in and pull in with that barbell, some gymnastic work, and then a plank on your hands. To make sure I touch on that plank, don't let their hips sag. Coaches, it's a great time for you guys either give a verbal or a tactile cue of, bring those hips up, tuck that pelvis, feel those lower abs rock and rolling in the plank on the hands. Okay? If you guys have any questions, let me know. Love you. Bye.